Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your December the 9th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I hope you're doing well this morning. The title of today's meditation, if it's not practical, it's not spiritual. Our part is to do the very best we can each day, showing up for life and doing what's put in front of us. We practice to do the best we can, not to fake it, not to pretend to be superhuman, but simply to do the footwork of recovery. Just for today, the Recovery Partnership, February 18th. If it's not practical, it's not spiritual. Many of us have heard this before, but what does this mean exactly? For starters, we can focus on living just for today as a practical matter, instead of dwelling on regrets about the past and fears of what's ahead. We focus on what's right in front of us. As one member put it, I concentrate on this day, and it frees me up to participate in my own life in recovery. We may plot our days in a particular direction, but we trust a loving power greater than ourselves with the outcome. Another member shared this strategy. I asked myself, where are my feet? And then proceed to move one of them in front of the other. We do our best. How's that for practical? We follow through on what we can handle in the here and now and shake off the impulse to achieve perfection. We learn our limits and work within them. Satisfaction comes from putting forth our best effort, even when we fall short of our goals. To quiet my inner critic, I often need to reassure myself that I've done my best. One member shared. Another added, when I feel good about what I'm doing, it's easier to dismiss other people's opinions of me. Staying grounded with some practical daily footwork improves our lives. I learned everything I need to know about how to stay clean in my first 30 days around here. You people told me, go to lots of meetings and don't take anything in between. It sounded simple enough. If you don't pick up, you can't get high. I thought these people were geniuses. Read the book, get a sponsor, work the steps. I followed this advice in the beginning and it kept me clean. I follow this advice now because it keeps me in the solution. I will do my best today. I will do the footwork and accept that it's enough and that I'm enough. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. If it's not practical, it's not spiritual. I do like the example of one addict saying that they stay in the moment, right? They're resisting the temptation to be perfect about everything. They stay in the moment and they do it by looking at where their feet are, looking down, look at their feet, and then take one step forward. And that's the moment that we're in. And I think that's very wise. I think some of the old cliches that we've heard since we've been coming to Narcotics Anonymous are powerful. That we just stay in the moment, right? Keep making meetings and don't use in between. Read the book, get a sponsor, work the steps. These are very simple directions for complicated people. And so if you're struggling with what's practical, your here and now is practical. What you're facing today is practical. Projection, yeah, we can make plans. That's good. But to project, we have to resist the temptation to place an expectation on the next moment because it undoubtedly is going to involve other people, and you have no idea how other people are going to react. The other thing is that if we're always looking at the past, it's very difficult to forgive ourselves and forgive others enough to even move forward. And so it's futile energy just being wasted on things we have no control over. But today, what I'm dealing with right now, this podcast, recording, right? I can control that. I'm in that moment and I'm enjoying it for what it's worth. Now, what I'm going to do, I can make some plans. Yeah, I got plans for the day, but I don't put an expectation on it because things change. And so that is the message of this meditation today. That if it's not practical, it's not spiritual. And practicality, or what's practical, is your here and now, what you're doing right now. Yeah, and you give your best effort. You don't slight the moment, right? You give your best effort. And then that will help you to be able to move forward with the same positive spiritual principles. There's nothing worse than knowing that you've slighted yourself by not doing your very best, that you've cheated or that you've stolen or you've taken advantage to get what you wanted and you didn't do the work. It really goes against the grain. It goes against your own sense of worth, your own esteem. And so you rob the next moments that are based off of that because you're thinking, what if I get found out? What if someone realizes I did this or I did that to get this? But when you're genuine in that moment and you're giving your best effort in the moment you're in, you don't have to worry about that when you move forward into the next thing because you know you did your best. And that is practical. I love this meditation. It says we do our best. How is that for practical? I just love this meditation. I think this is a 5-star, something that you need to fold the page over and come back to it when you find yourself anxious about tomorrow. Come back to today, stay in today, and do your best. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose.